So it is critical to rest. And when I speak of resting, I guess the acronym, if I had to put one to it, would be relax every stressor today. Because we need it in on the days that we need it, and sometimes we can't predict when that day will come, that forecast, because we go hard and we go consistent, and when you have that consistency, sometimes we don't recognize the signals are telling us, and we don't want to get to a point where we absolutely break ourselves down, becoming ill, having too much mentally, any of those areas. We want to make sure that we take time to do this on a consistent basis. The same way you would have a cheat day. For those of us, when we get paid bi-weekly, some people get paid weekly. Those are the benefits of putting in the work, and the rest should definitely come with those days as well. They should be more important as well, because it's not just about finances. So when we're talking about relaxing every stressor today, definitely our physical rest, because we can be up on our feet a lot for some of us, working or sitting too much. I mean, sometimes it's going to be different for us, but we still need to recognize that physical rest is important, and that's beyond just getting adequate sleep every day. If you're not getting adequate sleep every day, like overnight, I would suggest, when you can, napping, just getting small naps in. Sometimes those 8 hours in a 24-hour period will not be consecutive, but if you can at least get some more rest in, I think you come out with a clear mind, body, and you're able to kind of face the day with a little bit more clarity. Physical rest, I definitely think so, especially for those of us who enjoy fitness based lifestyle. We definitely know that we need to take a rest day where that's concerned as well, just for the growth, for the recovery. So that's very important. And you can do that in a variety of ways, whether you take yourself to the spa, whether you just take a day to stretch, whether you enjoy a sauna, go get a massage, or just enjoy staying in bed. If that's just how you get down. Everybody has their own different way, but it's one way that we really do need to rest. Another is our mental rest. We get overwhelmed a lot of times with just the responsibilities, obligations, and things like that, scheduling. So we definitely need to rest from that as well. And so when you have those days off, your phone should go off, especially when you're talking about from your job. The first place that your phone should turn off from is your job. You're not checking emails, you're not doing anything else, because that's a time for you. And if you're not being compensated for that time, and sometimes even if you are, if they say, hey, we'll give you this little extra, sometimes you still have to say, no, my health is more important than what you guys are offering. I appreciate it, but it's more important for my health to be in place. So mental rest is a very important place, because if you burn yourself out between the ears, what your body does really won't matter, because you're physically someplace but you're not focused on it. So you really need to take the time to turn off those phones, step away from certain relationships, your coworkers. It may even be you got to have time away from that person you're romantically interested in. There's nothing wrong with these things. Even taking time to get away from your kids, just being able to have time for you is definitely one. Sensory rest is important as well, to get away from the stimuli of screens, lights, all these things that keep us kind of engaged and is meant to grab our attention. So again, with the mental rest, put that phone down and stay away from the scrolling, because it's so easy, because there's that thumbnail and it looks interesting and the caption is in bold letters and exclamation points, and what is that about? And before you know it, you're 4 or 5 videos in. And take the time, get away from that, allow that you get back to like your natural senses. Go outside, read a book. I've just recently, as you can see, put up a hammock. And so there's different ways, but get away from those things that are just constantly firing off in our brains. Emotional rest is another one I would say is very important, to be able to not be riding high on emotion. Now, logic, I always think is important to lead with, but we still have emotions, and we're human, and we're built for that. And that's the important part to realize, is that we have to put those things to rest too as well. Otherwise, they can ride high, or you can have like frayed nerves. And so every reaction is a reaction rather than a response. And sometimes those reactions are overreactions. And so we don't want to get to those points. We want to be able to keep ourselves level. And so sometimes you have to rest from your emotions too. It doesn't mean you disconnect. It just means that you give them a rest by not putting yourself in situations like high intensity work, or if your relationships are tumultuous. And that can be with family, it can be with your neighbors, it can be with significant others. Wherever those emotions are, you got to take a rest from them. You got to be able to step back and allow people to know why you're stepping back too. Hey, I just need, I need a break. Nothing wrong with that. Social rest. Stay home sometimes. And sometimes, we want to rest by getting away from our job, by going out, enjoying, partying, or having a few, or things like that. But there's those nights I can recall when I was very social, that when you were just home, how good it felt that there was no noise, there was no just energy from other people, that you could just, enjoy the quiet of what you built, your own home. And again, it goes with putting the phone down, not answering the phone, allowing your emotions just to kind of just relax and not have to worry about anything. You can just sit, feed yourself, watch a show, and even then read a book instead, listen to music. Because again, watching a show, that's watching screens and things like that. So if we're trying to rest the sensories, or have nothing on and then just enjoy the quiet. There's something that I really have come to appreciate in just a quiet house. I don't have to have on background music. I don't have to have the TV on for background. I don't have to have anything on. I can just enjoy the sound of my thoughts. And so that's an important part. And creative rest, I definitely think, is one where we should really look at that as important, especially if you are a creator of things. You don't want to burn yourself out to where you have writer's block if you are a musician or an author or a poet or things like that. And I've done that, where you do too much, or you have other things that are detracting from your creative process. And sometimes it's okay to step back from that. When you have that in you, you have that in you. So it'll come back to you, but sometimes you have to step away from it and just allow that. You can put down that paintbrush, that pencil, put down that guitar. In my case, it would be poetry, but I also found a lot of creativity in the workouts that I would plan for people. And even now, when it comes to social media content, I don't stress myself about that. I will rest from it. I will try to work on, let me take a day to edit 2 or 3 things, and then I can post those. I can have those ready to go. But it doesn't mean every day I'm under the gun to create something new. And that's one thing that we should really allow ourselves as creative figures, that we don't have to do this on a daily basis. You can take the rest from that, and you should take the rest from that. You don't want to burn yourself out if it's something you enjoy. And spiritual rest is a little different. But if you pray, if you meditate, if you just sit and have time to be very reflective in your life, your purposes, and what your goals and accomplishments are, sometimes that can be our spirit, our soul. And a lot of times when you're at peace, I think you can rest a little easier. But when we're still kind of out there searching for what that means, it's going to mean something different for a lot of different people. So your journey isn't just one path, and a lot of times it will be somewhat religious, sometimes it'll be spiritual, sometimes it will be neither. But you'll find if you're looking. If you're not looking, then you may not realize exactly what this means. But spiritual rest, just being able to just be. And again, that goes with what I was saying earlier in regards to the social rest, being able just to be with yourself, and allow the world to, pass you by on this one. That you don't have to be at every party, you don't have to be at every gathering, you don't have to be at, and the people that are there with you, they'll be there with you. And the most that'll be like, hey, what's going on? We missed you. Yeah, I just took the time for myself. And I don't think that there's a person out there that can't understand that, who is at a mature state in their lives and understands what the demands of living can be often. So that's my thoughts. And being able to sit in a hammock and do some journaling and do some reading, and just being able to sit and watch the world around me, the trees blow, the birds fly, like that was extremely relaxing. And although I took the time to do a little videoing, it was a creative rest that I didn't mind taking a break from, because I think that sometimes we can serve others by sharing. And so when I decided to do this was something that I said, you know what, I'm just going to share a little bit. And so that's what I did. And it wasn't anything more than just setting the camera, pushing record, and just what you see is what you see. And I still got to really be at a state of relaxation and rest in all areas. And that's what I recommend, and that's what I hope for all of you. And I hope this finds everybody in your place, pursuit, or beginnings of total health, mind, body, and soul. Peace, love, unity, solidarity. And of course, there's other content, so enjoy.